guys, I'm here today with 3 different reviews for you. I've picked 3 graphic novel series that I have read and really enjoyed that I just want to share with you. So here we go. The first graphic novel series I really wanted to talk about was a longtime favorite of mine, and that is Rat Queens. This is volume 1 and volume 2. It is a relatively new series, so these are the only 2 volumes available right now. It reminded me a little bit of Lord of the Rings and other high fantasy type novels. If you like that kind of thing, you're probably going to like this graphic novel. But in my opinion, the thing that sets Rat Queens apart is the amazing cast of female characters. I just was so excited when I met these women and learned about them and saw how they worked together as a team. So, first of all, the team of Rat Queens. The 4 women who make up Rat Queens have all belonged to different clans and have, for one reason or another, left those clans, found each other, and they each bring something different to the table. So together they are ridiculously strong, and they cause a lot of mayhem in the town, break a lot of things, get into a lot of scuffles and fights, and because of this, the mayor comes down on them pretty hard and basically says, hey, you guys need to pay for it when you fixed. Your best skill is killing monsters, so now you get to kill monsters for our town and keep us safe. The Rat Queens don't really have a choice but to agree, so this is where the book starts off. There are 4 Rat Queens. This is Betty. She is a smidgen, which is basically the midget. She is a little bit of a hippie. She really likes drugs and mushrooms. Betty is ridiculously clever. She knows that she looks sweet and innocent and small and unimposing, so she uses that to her advantage. She is the tricky one. She is the thief and the spy. Next we have Dee, whose character is very complex and a little bit confusing. She is an atheist, but her parents are the high priest and priestess of her past religion. They worship a giant squid. And even though Dee does not believe in this anymore and thinks it's stupid and has run away, she uses the powers that she was born with and is afforded because of her past religion. Very interesting character. But she is very powerful. Her powers are just kind of a little bit creepy, but you know. The next Rat Queen is Hannah. Now, if anyone would be the leader of the Rat Queens, I would say it would be Hannah. She is the most in your face, don't talk to me, I know what I'm doing, everyone follow me or get lost type of character. She is an elven mage necromancer. She calls upon dead spirits. A lot of the group's power comes from Hannah and her being able to get them out of particularly sticky situations. And she's also just a ton of fun. She's just so cool. I really like her a lot. Finally, we have Violet, or Vi. She is a dwarf who has cut off her beard and run away. She's the axe-wielding, sword-fighting member of the group. She has amazing armor and she's very tactical, I would say. All these women have different powers and they're friends and they fight monsters, but it's not just about them fighting monsters, it's also about them just being friends and, you know, some of the dramas in their life and all living under the same roof and having to deal with the mayor and the police in the town and their horrible reputations. The first volume is more about them fighting monsters and using their powers and just getting to know them very on a surface level. The second book gives more insight into a few of the characters and exactly where they come from, what their history is like, and etc., etc. So if you like fantasy, if you like women kicking ass, if you are not squeamish about drugs or sex or curse words, because the Rat Queens does contain a lot of that, then I would definitely recommend Rat Queens to you. It blew my mind, the awesomeness of it. Another graphic novel series I want to talk about, which is very different from the Rat Queens, is Alex and Ada. There's 3 volumes. This is volume 1 and volume 2. Volume 3 actually don't have with me right now. I'm lending it out. But as you can probably tell from the cover, it's very different from Rat Queens. There's no monsters or fighting or anything. Alex and Ada takes place in the not so distant future where there's robots. Robots have been perfected. There's the X4 model of robot, which is basically your personal assistant for anything and everything you could possibly want. I mean, these robots are just so cool. And recently they come out with the X5, which is almost indistinguishable from humans. They eat, they sneeze, they breathe, they have human skin. The only way you can tell if they're not human is either if they get cut or they are required to have a tattoo right here on their wrist. Otherwise, people literally cannot tell that they're not human. And then we start learning that people may have a reason to fear because it's looking like some of the robots actually are have artificial intelligence. But we're not really sure if it's speculation or not. Alex is against these X5 robots. He thinks they're weird and creepy, but his grandma gives him one for his birthday because Alex is very sad. He just broke up with his girlfriend and he can't get on with his life, so he gets an X5 robot for his birthday. And that is Ada. The series overall is slower paced, but it is very sweet as well, and it really makes you think about human nature and what it means to be human, and why we treat people a certain way, or it made me think a lot about how we in America treat minorities or people that we just don't understand, not because there's anything really wrong with them, just because we don't understand who they are, what they're doing. So I thought the series was pretty important because of that, and I really liked how it made me think about life. It was the first graphic novel that had ever done that for me, so I really like it because of that. The final graphic novel I'd like to talk about today is Nimona. So Nimona, again, I'm a very character-driven reader, if you can't tell. The characters are what make the book for me. You could have the most amazing plot in the world, but if I don't like the characters, I'm not going to like the book. And the opposite way around too. If you have amazing characters, but not all that much happens, I'm probably still going to like the book because I just like the characters. So Nimona centers around 3 characters. They are on the cover. This is Nimona, our heroine, Blackheart, her boss and best friend. And this is Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin, who's the hero. I just think his name is so funny. So the book starts off with in Ballister Blackheart's evil lair. He's a supervillain. And all of a sudden he turns around and there's Nimona. And Ballister Blackheart ends up keeping her as a sidekick because she is a shapeshifter and can turn into any animal that has ever lived, which is a very impressive skill to have. And Ballister is a pretty smart supervillain because he loves science, and that makes him smart, I think. So he keeps Nimona as a sidekick. And Ballister, even though he's a supervillain, he has rules to his villainy. He will not kill the superhero. He'll kill anyone. He just wants to disrupt the government, he wants to steal things. He wants to be, your typical supervillain. So you get to see it from the other side where Ballister's like, look, this is just how you do it. I'm a supervillain, but I'm not really that bad. I mean, I can't kill the hero. Why would I do that? I can't really kill these guards. Why would I do that? I mean, so he kind of has these rules as supervillainy, and Nimona's in here like, I can turn into a dragon and take care of all this stuff for you. Why don't you just let me do that? So that's kind of where their relationship starts, and it ends up being a very sweet relationship between Ballister and Nimona. We are first introduced to our hero, Sir Goldenloin, when we find out that he and Ballister used to be in training school to become superheroes together, but Goldenloin was mad, shot something out of his lance, taking Ballister's arm off. Ballister got kicked out of hero school. Now he's a villain, and Goldenloin is a superhero. Is he really a hero? Because he shot someone's arm off, and that doesn't seem like a very heroic thing to do. And over here is the villain who would never shoot anyone's arm off or kill anyone and has all these moral codes. The whole comic to me was a question of good versus evil and what that really means. I don't know. The whole book was just so much fun to read, and I wanted to read it again already, even though I just finished it a few weeks ago. And I would definitely recommend it to anyone, especially someone who's not particularly interested in comics. Nimona would be a really good first one to try. So let me know what you think. Do you typically read comics, or do you stick to novels and only read comics here or there? Or have you never read a comic ever? Let me know below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos, and insert catchphrase here. I don't know. I don't know what to do yet. I'm so new to YouTube. I'm new to YouTube.